Hello and welcome to Miss Nancy and Neighbors. I'm going to ring the bell because this program is for all members of the family. So let's get started. Now, since we're celebrating Black History, let's honor Big Mamas, the unsung heroes. After all, they cook the best food, tell the best stories, and give the best hugs. I'm going to bring my Big Mama out, Big Mama in our community, and let her sing Kumbaya. And if you know it, you can sing it too. I'm going to find Big Mama. She's around here somewhere, probably cooking a big pot of peas. See you in a minute. Hi, Big Mama. We just want to honor you and all the Big Mamas. Some are called Nanas, some called Grannies, but we just want to honor you, okay? Oh, that's good, honey. That's real good. That's real good. Were you going to sing Kumbaya for us? Yeah, just a little. Just a little. But go ahead. Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya. Oh, Lord. Kumbaya. Can't stay long. Gotta go see the sick and the shut-ins. I'll see you later. Kumbaya, Kumbaya. Thank you. The unsung hero. Well, I want to ask you a question. Do you have any idea what this is? Yeah, you know it's an iron. But how did they heat it? I'll tell you in a minute. Well, do you have any idea what this is? Well, I'll tell you in a minute. And I have one more thing. It's kind of heavy, but I'll see what I can do. Be right back. Do you have any idea what this is? Well, well, well. I'll tell you in a minute. But first, I want to share a story with you. Now, this story is all the way from Africa. It's called the ant story. And I'm going to use my Lakimba to tell the story. The ant story. Once, an ant went looking for some food. And he found a crumb. And that crumb had a dab of grape jelly on it. And he said, "Oh, wouldn't they be glad to see me when I get back to the anthill?" He put the crumb in his mouth and started complaining. "I can't take this crumb. It's too heavy for me. I can't take it." And he heard a bee buzzing. "Mr. Bee, can you help me? I'm trying to get this crumb back to the anthill." And the bee said, "I'll be too glad to help you, but I have to take my pollen back to the beehive." And on went that bee buzzing. Just a few minutes later, old Slickster Ladybug came crawling along. "Ladybug, can you help me? I'm trying to get this crumb back to the anthill." "You have a crumb with some grape jelly on it? I'll be too glad to help you." Do you know what that ladybug did? She took a big hunk of that crumb. Oh, he was so angry and upset. "I didn't tell you to bite my crumb. I told you to help me get it back to the anthill." And all with that ladybug. A few minutes later, a spider came crawling along. "Lady Spider, give me that crumb. Give me that crumb. I'm going to take it to my babies up there in the web." "No, you're not. You cannot have my crumb. I'm going to take it myself. It's heavy, but I'm going to take it myself." So that ant pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed that crumb all the way up that anthill. And guess what? Big Mama, his aunt Big Mama, said, "I knew you could do it." And his mama and daddy and sisters and brothers all applaud. And you know what? His Big Mama said, "You know what, boy? You can do a whole lot more than you think you can. And you know what? We can do a whole lot more than we think we can too. Hope you enjoyed the story. Now, let's get back to the items that I held up. First, let's talk about this. Let me tell you what it is. This is a stick doll. When the enslaved children wanted to play, they didn't have the money, so they made stick dolls. They take a stick and they put a piece of fabric around the stick. And they love those dolls just as much as you love yours. A stick doll, they use their creativity. And then next, let's talk about the iron. Iron. Well, you see, it doesn't have a cord. I'll tell you how they heated this iron. They had a big pot-belly stove, and they put coal in that stove and heated it. And then they put the iron on top of the stove and heated the iron until it got real hot. And the mothers and fathers, maybe the fathers did use it, I don't know. But I do know the mothers with the pad, put a pad on top of the handle, around the handle, and they ironed. And they didn't complain either. And they had to hold this big iron. Now, the last one I want to show you is a foot last. I'll show you. Now, this is what you call a foot last. You see, you put your shoe on it. Let's see if I can find a shoe. I'll put this down so you can really see it. If you had a hole in your shoe, you can put it on this part and you can repair your shoe. Now if you have a hole up here, you just repair it and keep on wearing your shoe. You didn't throw them away like you do now. No, no, no. And guess what? They even had a side for little children. See that? You put your shoe on top, repair it, and keep on walking. How about that? This is called a shoe last. You don't see them too many of these anymore. So that's all for my show and tell for right now. It's time for another story. And this story is about a lady called Nanyala. Well, she was a wise woman, but she never bragged about how wise she was. Even the boys and girls in the village loved Nanyala. You see, she would always tell so many stories that she was so popular. People would come from far and near to hear the wisdom of Nanyala. And guess what? The chief of the village was so jealous of Nanyala. He said, "Go get this Nanyala and bring her to me. She is so wise, I must speak with her." So Nanyala came to the chief and sat before him. And the chief said, "Nanyala, if you are so wise, bring me a cow." And Nanyala said, "A cow? That will be easy. There are many cows in my village." And the chief said, "Now listen. The cow cannot be black. The cow cannot be white. The cow cannot be yellow. The cow cannot be brown. The cow cannot be spotted. It must be a cow of no color." A cow of no color. A cow of no color, thought Nanyala. A cow of no color? And if you do not bring me a cow of no color, you must leave this village never to return. So Nanyala went back to her village. And she thought she had 3 days to find a cow of no color. She thought, and she thought, and she thought, a cow of no color. How can I do it? And the 3rd day, she had figured it out. She was a wise woman, just like Big Mama's. She sent a little boy back to the chief. And the little boy said, "Chief, Nanyala says, come get your cow. Come get your cow. But chief, do not come in the morning. Do not come at night. Do not come at noonday. Do not come at dawn. Do not come at dusk. Come at no time and get your cow. The chief was stunned. But he respected the wisdom of Nanyala, wise woman of the village. Thank you for listening. But I want to ask you a question. Have you ever heard of a man named Langston Hughes? Well, when he was born, his birth name was James Langston Hughes. I guess he didn't like James, so he dropped James, and he's now known as Langston Hughes. And I dedicate this song to, not song, but poem, to all big mamas. Because you see, he lived with his big mama. His grandmama, I guess, I don't know what he called her, but he was very fond of her. And he probably wrote this poem especially for his grandmama. It's called Mother to Son, just for you. Now, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. Had tacks in it, and splinters and boards torn up, and places with no carpet on the floor. Bare. But all the time, I've been climbing on, reaching landing, turning corners, sometimes in the dark where there ain't been no light. So don't you sit down on the steps because you find it hard. Don't you stop, boy. Don't you turn around, because life for me ain't been no crystal stair. By Langston Hughes. Now I have one more show and tell, and it belongs to me. And you might laugh at it, but it's something that I wore when I was just a little baby. So you know it's really old. I'll be right back. I gotta go find it. See you in a minute. Could you ever guess what's in this package? Well, I'm gonna tell you what it is. When I was a baby, my mother had them bronze made hard so they last a long time. Well, I'll show you exactly what it is. You might want to close your eyes so I get them out. Come on out now. Slowly they're coming. My shoes. These are my shoes that I wore when I was a baby. And my mother had them bronze. How about that? My shoes. So you know they're really old, right? Maybe perhaps your mother can have your shoes preserved some kind of way, and you can show them to your friends too. Well, so much for my shoes. It's time for Big Mama to come back out here. And I think she's going to sing one more song before we leave. I'm going to find Big Mama. I know she's cooking something or visiting someone. See you in a minute. Big Mama, thank you so much for being so special. You are the unsung hero. Oh, thank you, honey. And you and all the mamas and grannies and grandmamas, you are the unsung heroes. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I know you're going to sing now a song they sang way back in 1963. At the March on Washington. Oh, yes. Yes, they did. What are you going to sing? We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Okay, let's hear it. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. Oh, yes, I do. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Thank you for listening. And whatever you do, like, share, and tell somebody that you love them. We shall overcome someday.